trials or consultations with other bridal artists? And if so, about how many?
I didn't have any trials. I did have consultations with other artists, like
Did you
just
do
one
like a
artist.
bunch? One other?
Yeah, just one.
Oh, okay. Okay,
One.
cool.
And I was like,
Okay.
um,
And then, well, I'm just curious. This actually isn't a question on my list, but like, was that a referral? Were we a referral? Like, how did you?
no, it was all through Instagram because
Oh,
I'm from Dallas. So I literally was just looking up like Indian bridal artists.
really?
And then you and somebody else came up, but I think you had more experience with Indian bridal stuff. So, and then I was living in Miami at the time. We just did a crazy thing where we decided to have a wedding in Dallas.
Oh, I
And
love that.
so, yeah. And then you came up on my page, and then you did like a bride that I knew. Look, I guess her husband is now was from Chicago. And then I think you came to Chicago to do that wedding, and I just liked the way you did her makeup. So
Oh yeah, okay. I know which bride you're talking about. I've only been to Chicago once for a bride, so cool.
yeah.
And so I guess that kind of answers, but if you want to
Yeah.
kind of expand on it, but like what made you decide that you had to be a Miss Painted Lady bride?
Yes, I really like the way that you did her Western look. And then I hadn't seen like I also really liked how you did like other looks as well. And I really wanted somebody that could do both like hair and makeup because I know some artists only do like makeup, for example. And it was just convenient that you had a package so that you kind of like created looks because I didn't want like the same look the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I saw that you were very versatile, so I really liked that. And then yeah, and I also I had a like I was really worried about like skin matching. And I thought you did a really good job with that. Because I just feel like sometimes on browner skin you can be look like a really like white casted sometimes.
Ghost or orange. Yeah. Too
Yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I really was that was what I was mostly picky about. And I really, really liked the way that you did the girl from Chicago.
So what was your experience like with the inquiry and booking process?
No problems. It was like really fast. You responded really quickly.
Leading up to the events, did you lean on us for any help with selecting clothing or jewelry? And if so, can you expand on that for the viewers?
I think I had a very like specific I already had well, did I put my outfits together? No. But you did help me uh kind of plan ahead in that regard.
Uh-huh.
And then I think it really helped me with like the hairstyles because I had a vision for my hairstyle, and I was like so nervous about like from my Maylanchi to do like a middle part, and I was like, I'm not gonna do a middle part, but I was so glad you convinced me to do a middle part because it turned out amazing. So
Yeah. Dude, I loved it. And I like that your natural texture is pretty straight. It's not like stick straight, but it's pretty straight, right? Your hair.
no, it's actually pretty curly. So
Oh, but you prepped it smooth for me
yes, I
for the,
prepped it.
okay.
Yeah,
And then we
I
pre-curled everything to get it like that natural wave. Oh my God, it was so
yes,
pretty.
it just turned. It was exactly what I wanted, and it still like looked like me,
Yeah.
but also like grand, people it
Yeah.
was just like such a grand, pretty look, but also not, it didn't take away from your face at the same time.
Yeah.
It
So,
still
and I
looked
will
like
say,
you.
I think the only thing, like, I didn't help you select it, but I think you had two different, like, lehenga petticoat options. And you
Yes.
were like, really like on the fence about both. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
didn't we went with the fit and flare, right? Right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
mermaid
Yeah,
style.
I'm
Cause I
very
was like,
glad
you
I
have
did
such,
that.
I was like, you have such a good body. And the like the poof cap sleeves are so unique. Like,
Yeah.
you definitely go unique and go like mermaid with that and go more hourglass. I love that vibe. And you're
Yeah.
the one that came up with the red lip at the end, right?
Yeah, because I was like, I just wanted to do something different.
It was a vibe. It was
Yeah,
such a
and
good
there was like
call.
red, a little bit of red on the orange. It
Yeah.
was hard to see, so I really wanted that to pop too. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's all kind of on the whim a little bit, but
Yeah. No, you killed it, man. That was such a good call. When it came time to create your beauty concept maps, aka your mood boards, did you
Hmm.
find our help with that valuable and how so?
Yeah, I think you really helped like hone in, like I said, with especially with like the hair. So I
Mhm.
was definitely and the makeup too. Like I was kind of on for the rehearsal dinner. I was like wasn't really sure what to do with my face.
Mhm.
So I think you really helped like hone that in. Like I had my ideas and then you kind of just guided me to the finish line, I guess.
Yeah. Good. And I
Put
think
together.
that way, whenever we can kind of swipe and compare and contrast, that's where you can see that you're going to get a lot of versatility and range out of your looks. And
Right.
that's what we're going for. Cool. What were you looking for in your bridal hair and makeup artist?
Exactly what you were. Like, I had my ideas, but you're the expert, right? Like, you've been there, done that. So, like, taking what I wanted and then, like, really making it like realistically what you could do,
Mhm.
or like what you think without like being like, this is exactly what you need to do. Like, you weren't pushy, you kind of just guided me into like, if I needed guidance, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and you never were like pushy, but like you were like, hey, what, we could do this or we could do that, and here's what I think, which I thought was really helpful because I'm not a
Yeah.
professional.
I try to say that I always give you like a couple good options based on your stylistic taste, and then that way you can choose and you can't make a bad choice. And
Yeah,
the
exactly.
power is still in your hands,
Yeah.
you don't feel like it's pushed on you. Good, yay. Okay, did we meet and exceed your expectations? If so, how?
Yes, I mean, every look was amazing. I think everyone was like so happy. I think you're just so talented. Like,
Oh,
it is really hard to do so many different hairstyles and so many different makeup styles because
yeah.
I've tried it and it's not easy. So I think you're just so talented and you're like so efficient, which was awesome.
Thank you.
You got me out on time every single time.
Yeah.
Um, especially like on the wedding day, I really did. This is kind of a tangent.
Go off, girl.
But I have been to so many weddings, like even like where something has happened where like a makeup artist has canceled or they couldn't come. And I think that you brought an extra artist just in case, but then somebody couldn't come.
She was sick.
And still were like, you were so on top of it. And I really appreciated that. Like, you were guiding your other artists, making sure everybody, while you were doing my hair and makeup and making sure that was perfect, you were like also managing everybody else so well. And I don't think I've seen that before or after since. Really, really appreciated that. And I think my wedding coordinator didn't come till later anyways. So having you like manage that took away so much my stress. And
Well, so
where I
you weren't down yet, but we couldn't get a hold of that little banquet hall we were getting you guys ready in for like
yeah.
15 minutes. And we like to get
Oh,
there early enough to give
to
ourselves
say,
15 minutes to like look at the tables, like the
yeah.
windows set up, where are the plugs? Like it takes a good 15 minutes to set up. And so those
Yeah.
doors are locked. And we're like
Oh my
contacting your planner, we're contacting the hotel, and nobody can tell us how to get us in this room. And so that was a
oh
delay.
my gosh.
And I woke up that morning around 3, 4 a.m. to a text from
Yeah.
artist who she's been with me for 14 years and she is not a flaker or a bailer at all.
Yeah.
She was like, dude, I'm super contagious. My throat is swollen to the size of a grapefruit. And like, I can't.
Yeah.
And so it was really good that I added that artist last minute because I was like, I don't want us to cram. And we ended up all cramming anyway. And the team were
Yeah.
champs and they're all really highly experienced. And the extra that came to cover was only supposed to do 3 or 4 services. And I think she knocked out like 9. And
Oh,
I got your mom ready. She
yeah.
was gorgeous. She was so happy with your look. I got her ready and like some flower girls. I mean, we were knocking it
Yeah.
out. We were just in, yeah, robo mode. So I'm glad you
Yeah.
noticed that and appreciated it. But like, you never saw us like struggling, but
Yes.
we were really cranking it out. We were
Oh,
really
yeah.
on track. Let's dig into your looks. I think we already answered this, but which was your favorite and why?
I can't pick between like I loved the Maylanchi
Right?
look. I loved the wedding. The rehearsal was really beautiful too,
Yeah.
but the Maylanchi and the wedding day were just like
Yeah.
perfection. So I
Well,
can't pick those
and I
two.
think the idea behind the rehearsal dinner, because I think your dress was like shorter, right? Was it to your kneecaps, like past your kneecaps a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was like more of like a like not like casual, but like semi casual,
Yeah.
like cocktail type attire. So it was meant to be like cute and playful
Yeah.
and like effortless. And so I like
Yes.
that because I remember we did like a high pony. You had that
Mhm.
beautiful emerald green, like silky dress on.
Yeah.
That was fun and playful. But I agree. I really loved that my lunchie was like, it was like like grown, sophisticated, sexy.
Yeah.
And then like that was like your announcement, like I'm getting married, baby. Like
Yeah.
I'm stepping into my womanhood. And
Yeah.
then I think that your bridal was just so classic. I love
Yeah.
the soft texture of your hair. Your skin was just flawless and everything was laying like so
Yeah.
perfect. It was just it was so good.
Everyone loved it. They just like I had so many people coming up both days actually. And it's like looks good where it was so funny. Like my husband's groomsmen were like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good."
They
And
did.
it's so cute when like guys notice because they don't always notice those things.
Yeah.
And then my cousins are like my guy cousins are like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good." And I was just like, it was so sweet. And like they
Aw.
noticed and they all loved it. And like
Yay.
on my wedding day, all my aunts and uncles were just like, "You look so beautiful." And they come from like very traditional backgrounds. So like for them to say that, I think was like so sweet.
Oh, that's so good. I
Yeah.
feel like if people, like especially guys, I feel like the only way that they are observant is if they hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
They're willing to
No.
give critique, but they don't really like,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, that was about, and I'm actually just now remembering like you didn't add a reception transition. Like, what was your
Yeah.
reason for that? Because did you change into like a sari or a lehenga for your
I
reception?
did change into a sari. I just always knew I was gonna do an updo. I never wanted to change it, which is kind of why I wanted to do like separate hairstyles like throughout the weekend. And like cater to towards more down
Yeah.
because I knew I was always gonna do an updo. I was gonna stay in an updo. I love an updo on me, and I was never gonna change that.
Yeah,
So
you were dead set on an updo for the
yeah,
Western ceremony. I loved it. It
yeah.
was gorgeous. Oh, we smashed that.
Even my like dress, I like kind of planned around me doing an updo. So I was like,
Loved. I mean, it
yeah,
looked so good. And like the lines of like your neck and your shoulders with the gown, it was so effortless. It was so flawless. Walk potential MPL brides through what it's like to sit in the chair. Were you relaxed? Were you anxious? Did you feel like you could trust yourself in our hands? Because I remember the way your room was set up, it wasn't intentional, but I had to face you toward the light, so there was no mirror. And
yeah.
same thing with the Western day in the banquet hall, I had to face you toward the lighting, so there was no mirror. How were you feeling getting ready?
Oh, I had no problem. It was so nice to have somebody that I trusted do my hair and makeup. I was just relaxed. I
Yeah.
really,
And it was just like a grand reveal type thing at the end.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had no problem. When I looked at myself, I was like, wow.
But what was your favorite part about being an MPL bride?
There were a lot of things. You definitely guided me through a lot. Um, you were like, I could trust you because you got me like you made me look so good, but also you were like so efficient and like I guess the word is professional. You're very professional. Also, but also like very talented. And I think that's very hard to find sometimes.
Oh,
Like a good combo of like professional and talented. Because some people are very talented, but don't get you out of the chair in time or not responsive. Like I had a makeup artist who was just never responsive, like at least for my engagement. And it was like so frustrating
yeah.
because you're planning so many different things. Like you want somebody that's also very professional.
Well, it does when you're mapping out a timeline and you aren't getting a response from one vendor, you can't respond to the other vendors. And it's like
Exactly.
it takes communication on all ends. So is there anything you want to share with viewers out there when it comes to booking their hair and makeup artist?
I would say definitely trust Alex. You're in great hands. And if you could do a package deal, I would highly recommend doing a package deal because it was so amazing to have you do my hair and makeup for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we got to know each other and you knew exactly what I wanted, and it was so planned to it was so great to like plan all these cohesive looks where it wasn't like one artist did this thing and another artist did this thing. So I would, if you have multiple events, I would highly, highly suggest doing like having you do all the events.
That's a really great answer. I appreciate you taking your time today. Thank you so much.
No, of course. It was
It's good
good.
seeing
It was
you.
good catching up.
Yay!